Sanjay Jha is in the studios today with me on the Newshour, and Sudhanshu Trivedi of the BJP, Sabha Naqvi, political editor of The Outlook and part of the expert political team for the elections of Times Now. कैसा लग रहा है सुधांशु जी? Your number one issue, आपका number one issue था वाड्रा. आपने सोचा होगा कि प्रियंका will run away from the issue, that she will avoid the issue, but she took on the issue herself. Is the BJP shocked with Priyanka's decision to take on the issue directly?
No, we are not at all shocked.
Surprised?
It is just giving an impression that how bankrupt the Congress has become. First, they failed on the issue of corruption, misgovernance and good governance. Then they tried to put the issue of communalism, then they failed. Then they now trying to put the issue, an emotional issue by Priyanka Gandhi. You just remember a few days back, Sonia Gandhi has given address to nation. Prior to that, it was Rahul Gandhi. So it means that the Congress itself has become a house of confused. And now Priyanka Gandhi is being brought for campaigning in Amethi and Rae Bareli. This shows a pathetic condition of Congress, which I would like to summarize in one line. In 1980, when Indira Gandhi was out of power and Congress was thinking to bring back Indira ji, let me complete this in one sentence. The slogan was Indira Lao Desh Bachao. In 1998, Sonia ji was brought to bring the Congress into order. So slogan was Sonia Lao Congress Bachao. Now they are bringing Priyanka Gandhi in Amethi and Rae Bareli. So the de facto slogan becomes Priyanka Lao Amethi Rae Bareli Bachao. So we are not at all surprised. We are just amused on this pathetic condition. And now on the allegation of Priyanka Gandhi ji, the allegation was not made by BJP. It was by the investigating agency, and 2 days back Wall Street Journal has written this. So if at all she has to complain, she complained to the investigating agencies and the Wall Street Journal in New York. Where does BJP come in picture?
Well, I thought, didn't Narendra Modi use the RSVP name? Didn't they go on about Jamai Babu? Did Uma Bharti not say that we will jail him? I thought they are all BJP leaders. Are they not? Or they have joined some other party?
That is the part of election campaign. They are also saying Hitler, Yamraj,
so you don't mean it.
Zahar ki kheti.
No, so you don't mean it. It is only part of your election campaigns. You know, 1 second. I think Sabha, I'd like to get in Sabha here. Sabha,
no, I'm not saying we do not mean it.
No,
we
Sabha
is
the BJP a little shell-shocked today? Because they might not have expected this response to come so immediately from Priyanka Gandhi. Is it perhaps, Sabha, that they expected Priyanka to focus on local issues rather than pick up on the Vadra issue?
Arnab, frankly, I'm also surprised that she has picked up on the Vadra issue, because Vadra is clearly a liability for her, and she does have a future in politics, and she's from a very important family. But about the BJP, just a reminder, and Sudhanshu sitting there can confirm this. If I remember rightly, a BJP leader had these documents a year before India Against Corruption raised the Robert Vadra issue, and there was a section in the BJP which stopped them from going public with this scandal. This was about 2012, and then the issue became public only because India Against Corruption raised it at that time. And then the BJP has sort of got into the act a little bit, and now, of course, we are in the middle of an election, so now the BJP has made statements.
No, but is it possible to turn this into... is it possible to turn the Robert Vadra issue into your advantage? How would you do that? Given the gravity of the charges, Sanjay, I would presume,
I think it can be an interesting... It'll be very, he is a liability.
So what is the...
he'll be a liability, and we're talking only about Priyanka actually getting sympathy in Amethi, Rae Bareli. Otherwise, across the country, even if people have sympathy for the family, even if that returns, there cannot be sympathy for Mr. Vadra. He just doesn't fit into the whole image of this family. I don't think so.
No, so what is... I just want to understand from the Congress party, and Sudhanshu, you can respond now. What is the strategy here? That you think that this is an issue which has been raised here, so you pick it up. The BJP says you've given it an emotional spin, but that doesn't take away from the issue itself. Is the issue about my family has been targeted, the more you insult me, the stronger I'll strike back, which sounds good, has the right emotional overtones to it. But what about the basic charge?
There are two aspects.
No, 1 second. The question is to the Congress. Then you
There
can
are
come in.
two
Then I'll
aspects.
open this up, Sanjay.
Arnav, firstly, we need to understand as to why the Prime Ministerial candidate of the BJP mentioned the very pedestrian joke, according to him, the RSVP model. I'll tell you why. He's trying to actually dodge an issue that Mr. Rahul Gandhi has raised by actually telling the people of India that the so-called hyped and absolutely ballooned Gujarat model is nothing but a model of crony capitalism defined as the toffee model. 1 minute. His RSVP is an attempt actually at a diversionary tactic because he doesn't want to answer the question. Why hasn't Mr. Modi responded to the charges that Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party have made on the crony capitalism? And I'll mention the name of Mr. Gautam Adani with Mr. Modi. Now let me answer the second question. I heard Nirmala Sitharaman, the BJP spokesperson, say, Arnav, that we go by facts. All right. Mr. Sudhanshu Trivedi, I want to ask you this question. Which is the highest judicial authority in this country that even the Parliament of India, the ordinary citizens, you and me, nobody can challenge? If that, before you answer, I assume you know the answer, it is the Supreme Court. I want to remind you of what the Supreme Court has said on the issue of Mr. Robert Vadra. When a public interest litigation was filed, it was actually dismissed by the Supreme Court in October of 2013. And I'll tell you the three things they said. Number one, that we will not allow you to destroy somebody's name. Number two, the petition was a cheap publicity stunt. Number three, that nobody can be deemed to have done something wrong merely because they are related to a politician or have any kind of links. Based on that, Arnav, my point is, the BJP today has gone to town accusing Mr. Vadra. It's an attempt to malign. It's an attempt to malign every member of the Gandhi family because they're insecure, they're threatened. The moment
that's an emotional argument.
No, it's not an emotional.
It's an emotional argument.
I've given you the judicial.
It's an emotional. It's an emotional pitch. It's an emotional pitch. But nevertheless,
earlier the Allahabad High Court. I'm quoting the courts. This is not a rhetoric. This is not even a Congress party defense. This is the Supreme Court's statement. I would challenge. I challenge Mr. Trivedi to contradict me today.
Traditionally, that challenge goes out. Mr. Trivedi will respond on the other side. Traditionally, ladies and gentlemen, when the emotional pitch is raised, very often in Indian politics, and especially with the Gandhi family, as Sabha will prove me right, the emotional pitch works. It does translate into support. But, and the big question is, has this emotional pitch come too late? A, should Priyanka have gone on the aggression, raised the aggression on the issue earlier? B, and most importantly, half of India has voted. Will Priyanka's entry into the 2014 battle change the fortunes of the Congress party at this point? That's the issue. The issue is not Robert Vadra alone. The issue is what impact can Priyanka have at this stage of the election. Coming back in a few minutes. So Sanjay Jha, if the idea was to bring in Priyanka Gandhi, why didn't you do so earlier?
No, this is entirely of our own volition. And
you could have brought her in earlier.
And let me tell you.
Why is she now into the elections at this stage when people are saying you already lost the election?
No, let me tell you, and please.
But you could have got her in earlier.
We will be the single largest party.
Why didn't you get her in earlier?
After the election.
You're getting her in now.
No, it's not a question of us. Priyanka Gandhi has got her own mind, and she does things of her own volition. And I can tell you this, Arnav. Since you mentioned an emotional quotient, there's been a lot of mudslinging against Mr. Robert Vadra. He happens to be her husband. She's got every right.
You actually think people
she's got every right. No, she's got every right to express her feelings on this issue. And I just told you that if you look at the comments of the BJP, which I believe is intellectually bankrupt, ideologically obsolete, and politically vicious, and it's coming through in this election. And today, mudslinging, keep speaking lies. That's the standard way by which a fascist propaganda works.
Sudhanshu Trivedi, one of the BJP spokespersons after Priyanka Gandhi's statement comes out and says, as an Indian wife, she will of course support her husband. I mean, what kind of comment is that? As an Indian wife, she will support her husband.
They belong to the Jurassic age. I think they're out of sync with the modern India.
The comments, we should discuss the substantivity. If we go in the comments, I would like to remind Mr. Sanjay Jha, his senior leader, Mr. Manishankar has given such a pedestrian comment कि अगर नरेंद्र मोदी चाय बेचना चाहे तो हमारे यहाँ के बेच लें.
Okay,
this
now
type
stop
of
raking up the old
bankrupt
issue because you're such a
governments are
desperate
this
political
example of
party that you
bankrupt
wanted to even
Now,
capitalize on a
and
statement
I will
like that.
come to what
For God's
Priyanka
sake,
Gandhi
stop
has said.
complaining.
In my
You know,
opinion,
come down to the reality. You have made a lot of brutal, nasty
let me
attacks on
explain.
the Congress
I have
President.
just given
Mrs.
So have
Gandhi.
you. So have you.
made-
So have you.
No, let me tell
So
you.
so has the Congress Party. I mean,
You tell me.
So has the Congress Party.
Tell me where have we, if we, supposing we have called Mr. Modi Hitler,
Leave
it's
apart
because of the
those things.
reason
Mr. Sanjay
that
Gandhi,
his
leave apart those
entire
things. Now come to
autocratic
this basic
demeanor,
point,
the
why
way he
Priyanka Gandhi-
intimidated
No, what second? When the comments were made about when the comments were made about Narendra Modi's marital status, what point were you making?
Well,
Was that a personal attack or not?
let me tell
How
you.
relevant was it?
Let me tell you
Was,
why it
was
relevant.
Narendra Modi hiding
Can-
property in the name of his wife?
Can India have a man who wants to be a prime minister?
Why did you-
I want to ask, why is he hiding his marital
No, how
status?
does
Doesn't
you-
make sense.
w-
Arnav, would you?
Why am
would
I am asking
we wouldn't
you?
do that. Why is
no,
Mr. Modi doing
I am
it?
asking you.
Mr. Gandhi only
did-
said, why didn't he raise it up in the assembly elections?
No,
It's a very
see,
technical
because you
question.
because you are talking about the personal
nothing
attack. My
personal, it's
question to you
technical.
is, how does your leadership justify the fact that Priyanka says my family is being targeted? That's okay, but then what didn't Rahul Gandhi rake up the issue of Narendra Modi's wife? Why should
no,
it is a technical issue.
It's a technical issue.
It's an
I
issue,
want
and
to
I think
let me
if
complete
Mr.
my
Modi
submission.
knew that if he did not declare
me
his marital
complete my
status in this
submission.
election,
He wants
it
to
might
respond.
become a big issue in this election.
2 minutes on the debate.
And
Yes.
I think he apprehended
I want to
his
make a point.
severe political embarrassment, so he made the
but
disclosure. Why did he
Yeah.
disclose it earlier? I can't understand why would he not do that earlier. It doesn't make any sense to us. I think the whole of India was nonplussed by the fact that there was a sudden disclosure by Mr. Modi that he had
the Congress Party.
he had a wife.
The Congress Party Sabha wants us to believe that this is not actually a question of Priyanka being fielded. However, the general view among most political observers today is with the Congress Party a little bit on the back foot. The Congress Party has realized that their lucky charm in this election, possibly the only one now, is Priyanka Gandhi, and therefore one way in which at least you dominate the debate and get the BJP into defensive positioning is to field Priyanka Gandhi versus Narendra Modi. Now what Sanjay Jha says to us, Sabha, is that there's nothing like that happening. Do you believe that? Do you believe? No, 1 second, please. One minute, please.
Okay,
1 minute, please. When Priyanka,
Arnab,
yes.
Arnab, there is a lot of potential in Priyanka, but right now there is no evidence that she's going to go beyond Rae Bareli Amethi unless you have some information. But I think she's has herself done a smart thing, because what has become clear is that were the BJP to get a chance to be in power, they will go after Robert Vadra. It's now become impossible for them not to do that. So she's shown a deft hand by taking the high road of martyrdom already. So in that
want to
sense,
point out
if this
there,
is another
I want to just point
political,
out
on
that-
one hand, I'm also surprised.
Yeah.
But then, you know, perhaps the calculation is the realization that they will not leave the issue alone
Well-
for the BJP to be in a position
Yeah,
to be in a coalition government or a government on their own.
Sudhanshu Trivedi-
That is one issue.
Sudhanshu
but
Trivedi, did the
certainly, I mean,
BJP
Priyanka has to indicate
Yes.
publicly that she's going to go beyond Amethi Rae Bareli.
No. She does not need to. She knows the
You know,
focus is
then
on her.
only can we see this. But
Sudhanshu
in the
Trivedi,
future,
is this?
yes, you know,
I-
she certainly is the most attractive face in the Congress party.
Sudhanshu
There's
Trivedi,
no doubt about that.
is this now the BJP's nightmare? That at the end of the day, Ms. Sudhanshu Trivedi,
No.
till this point in this election, let me complete. You had the upper hand in a personality battle. The personality was Rahul Gandhi on one side, Narendra Modi on the other. Or for that matter, Manmohan Singh on one side,
It is
who you call Manmohan Singh in your words on one side and Narendra Modi on the other, right? Now, if the positioning becomes
not going to be
Narendra
a
Modi
night-
on one side and Priyanka Gandhi on the other, this personality angle which you were giving to the election might not be as unbalanced as you think it was so far. Do you think she can tilt it even at this stage of the
it is
election?
not.
Are you getting insecure, worried?
It is not
You
going
have
to be a
sleepless
nightmare
nights
for
over this.
BJP. Rather than it is the
Is Priyanka
it is
Gandhi
the
your
result
greatest
of
nightmare?
for Congress.
Is Priyanka Gandhi the BJP's greatest
No.
nightmare? Which is
Priyanka
why-
Gandhi is not going to be a nightmare. Rather than Priyanka Gandhi's entry and stand is a result of a
Then why are you
nightmare
so
for
worried?
Congress.
Then
This
why
is their
why do you say
disaster
then
management?
why have you why
Let me
did
complete.
why did
This
then
is
tell
the
me
fourth
then why did
disaster management.
four
Because
Congress
they are now going to
spokespersons come out
conclude
and
that
attack
after this
Priyanka Gandhi
election,
after a comment
Rahul
today?
Gandhi's leadership is going to be demolished.
Why don't again you're referring to Rahul Gandhi?
Even last time Sanjay Jha interrupted so much that I cannot complete my 2 sentences. So I want to complete two sentences. Priyanka Gandhi's strategy is having three dimensions. Number one, Rahul Gandhi's leadership is going to be demolished after this election. So try to.
I asked you about Priyanka, you are answering about Rahul.
Give an emotional
I am asking you about Priyanka, you are answering about Rahul. The BJP is asked about Priyanka, you answer about Manmohan Singh.
Change of the government.
Why are you
eminent?
See, Mr. Trivedi, please listen to me.
Those things which are going to
Sudhanshu ji, dekhiye,
it is a nightmare of Congress which is coming true after.
Sudhanshu ji, I have a very simple question. Very simple question. You are very happy to attack Vadra, but you will not attack Priyanka directly. You will attack Rahul, you will attack Sonia, you will attack Manmohan Singh. You have now attacked Vadra when Priyanka has responded back to you. You had a nervous response this afternoon. 4 BJP spokespersons came out and immediately got into the debate. You don't want this to become Modi versus Priyanka, am I right? You don't want it. You are afraid of that, it becoming Modi versus Priyanka. You want it to remain Modi versus Rahul. You want it to remain Modi versus Manmohan, who you call Mohan, because that's an easy contest.
Arnab, I want to make a point.
That's an easier contest, so everybody can see that.
It is not going to be Modi versus Priyanka. The election today
you don't
is
want it to be
on one side as a ray of hope for disgruntled Indians, and on the other side a corrupt regime, inefficient regime, and all the regime which is cause of all the agony for the people.
Mr. Trivedi, every time you talk of corrupt and inefficient, I don't know why do I think of the toffee model, but we'll talk about it later. But Arnab, let me just tell you, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is the leading campaigner for the Congress party. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has said so that when the elections are over, and we are very confident that we will win, if the MPs want him to be the Prime Minister, he will be the Prime Minister. Let's not have any ambiguity on that count. And the last point, Mr. Trivedi, don't try and duck the issue. Your party has done nothing. Mr. Modi is obsessed with the Gandhi family. He keeps attacking them all the time. The RSVP is nothing but an expression of the frustration that you cannot answer questions on the toffee model, because that is about communalism in Gujarat, that's about corruption in Gujarat, and that's about crony capitalism in Gujarat. The 3 C's that Mr. Narendra Modi stands for. And I think what Priyanka Gandhi has done today is to tell you upfront that you are violating certain norms of political discourse by attacking people who are private individuals, and you don't even read what the Supreme Court has said when it has dismissed the public interest litigation. So Mr. Trivedi, I know Mr. Narendra Modi is getting sleepless nights. I know the BJP is restless. I do know that you will probably be 3rd or 4th when the election results are counted.
Okay, we'll wait now for that. We'll wait now for that. We'll wait now for that. I'd only say Priyanka versus BJP. अच्छा, सुधांशु त्रिवेदी जी, जरा बहुत
लंबी सांस लीजिए त्रिवेदी जी, लंबी सांस लीजिए. मैं 16th को मैं बेकरारी से आपका इंतजार करूंगा.
Your Hindi has really improved. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.